Hi everyone, welcome to Anmol Power BI Corner. So now we will see the DAX Query View, which was the new update from November 2023. It's been around 1 year, and from the launch, there are so many changes and so many further updates has been included. And now we can say that it is like stable and we can use it for our like in our projects. So let's start. So firstly, the feature is right now it is all still in preview, so you can enable it. We have already seen many times that how you can enable it from going to the file section and then preview features. So if you cannot see this option, then you can go to the settings options and enable DAX Query View. And once you enable it, then this will be the interface for the fourth view. Till now, we are working with these three views. First one is report view, table view, and model view. But now there is this new fourth view. So on the top, you can see we have this one ribbon in which we have home, help, and external tools. So we will mainly focus on this home. So here we have options for formatting the query, comment, uncomment, find, replace, and command palette. And we also have the copilot options available for the DAX queries, but as the limitation of it is only available for the premium users. So we cannot use it right now. But yeah, if in future you are going to use copilot, then you can simply use type your questions here that whatever query you want to write and enter the prompt, and this will write you the exact query for you. And then you can simply run and execute it. Then this is the interface where the top part where you can write the query, and then you can click on the run button, and there are also shortcuts for it, so you can get familiar with the shortcuts. And on the bottom part you can see there is a one box, result box, where the whatever the result of the query will be, it will get displayed here. And on the right, we have table and models. So table we generally see in both report view and data view, but model as semantic model is introduced, so it is now available in the modeling view as well as text query view. So this will show you about information about all your calculations groups, cultures, measures, everything. So this is the basic interface of DAX Query View. Now we will see how we can work with it and what are the features available within it. So firstly, the first thing is we can perform data exploration. So let's say I have tables, multiple tables in my data model. So right now for a demo purpose, I've only selected two tables. So one is the sales table and one is zip table. So to explore the data, you can simply click on right click on the table name, and then on the very first row, you will see the option for the quick queries. So now you can see there are five options available. First one is show top 100 rows, then show column statistics, then define new measure, define all measures. So this measure part we will cover further. So for now, just focus on this show top 100 rows. So we can simply click on this and it will automatically write the query for you. So now you can see this works like SQL, and just to add in, there are two major functions included in the DAX query view. One is evaluate and the second one is define. So the evaluate function work like the select statement we use in SQL, and then we have the define statement also, which we can use to create new measures. So for now, this will automatically, you can see the query has already been written, and this is the view which we can see. Now the question will be, we can already see that this data in our data view. If you go to data view and select the table, then this view is already available. Then what is the need for this? So generally, when we work with large data set, there are like 30 or 40 columns or 100 columns, you can say. And you want to see only 3, 4 main columns. One is available at the first column. Second one is, let's say, available at 20th number. The next one will be available at 50th. So for that, you have to again and again scroll, or it is bit difficult to manage. So now in this view, what you can do is you can either see the complete data, or what you can do is you can simply select what columns you want to see. So let's say I don't want to see this bottom 4 or 5 columns. So I can simply remove it, and I can customize how I want to see my result. Like we can mention whatever columns we want to see in the query, and the data will be only limited to this. So you can also copy this. You can copy the entire table, or you can select the cells, whichever you want to copy, and you can also paste it into Excel. So this is how you can explore the table. And there is one more thing. So again, we will right click, go to quick queries, and we will click on the show column statistics. So this will again write a big query. We wouldn't get like we won't get it deep into this, like what this query means, because you can see this will be a very long query. So we will just focus on the results. So now we have the table name, all the columns name, we have the row count, then we have distinct value, null count. So earlier we see all these details into Power Query Editor. We have to go to the Power Query Editor, then we have to enable column profiling, and in that we will be able to see all this detail. But now you can see all this detail within the Power BI desktop itself. And one thing you can notice that whenever I am creating any new query, a new tab is getting created. So query one, this will be the default tab. And if you create any new query directly from clicking on the quick queries, then a new tab will get created. And there are few symbols. So right now you can see all the queries are getting successful. So it will indicate the green icon. If there is no, like we have not written any code or we have not run that, then it will show this blank. And there are few more which you can check in the documentation. If your query will return the error, then it will show the error message, cancelled and running. So these are the few icons which you can see on the bottom of the DAX query view. And whenever you run this query, then there will be the timings, that how much time that query will has taken. Then we have the query number and result, and the number of columns and rows available here. So this will be bit familiar to the Power Query Editor view which we use. So in this way you can explore the complete table. But let's say you want to explore any particular column. You only want to see how many cities are there. So you can simply click on the column name and again go to the quick queries view, and there you will click on the show data preview. So this will again write a simpler query which will be evaluate distinct values from the city column. So you can see that now we have this all the distinct value. And in the similar way, you can write another query for it. Let's say now you want to see distinct products. So you can write it and you can simply run on this. So let's click on the run button. So you can see for now in the result pane, we can see that it is showing the distinct cities. But as Riddhi said, both the queries will get run. So in the result, like the drop down, you can see the two result has been created within this single tab. One is result one and second is result two. So you can simply go to the result two, and now you can see this product, distinct products. So in this way, you can also explore the columns. So this is about the data exploration part. Now we will move toward the other use cases of DAX Query View. Just give me a minute. Yes. So other than this, till now we have seen that we can see the tables detail and columns detail. But now let's say you want to explore measures. So for first thing, let's say you have already created some measures in your model. So you can click on the table which contain the all the measures. So right now I have included them within this table itself. But generally, as you all know, as a best practice, we create a separate table to store the measures. So you can click on it, and then you can click on this define all measures in this table. So let's click on this, and you can see that it has now used the define statement. Earlier it was using evaluate for these queries when we are evaluating the data or exploring the tables. So first thing what it has done is it has defined the measure formula, the all the measures. So let's see what are the measures present. So first one is total sales, then total return, Cambridge sale, and Cambridge 2024 sales. So for these are all what I have created for demo purpose. So now you can see that also using the evaluate function. So why this? Because if we only use this define function, then the query will return error. It will need a summarize like logic to evaluate. So that's why every time we are using creating a measure or exploring a measure with the define statement, evaluate statement is necessary. So we have to run this complete query so in terms of getting the result. So this is the way how you can explore all the measures at once. And there is one more thing which use case there is one more use cases which we recently came across. So recently we were working on a project, and the project almost contained around 100 to 150 measures. It was a huge report. So what happened is we wanted to check that if all the column for let's say we have a field named as city. So for all the city, they are coming from the dimension table. No one should be coming from the fact table. So in terms of that, for validation, we have to check all the measures one by one. So to avoid that, we you can simply click. We have simply clicked on this define measures option. So define all measures, and then by simply Control F, you can search about that field. So this will highlight all the things. Like right now, I have just mentioned the city, but for that purpose, we have mentioned about the complete fact table name and the field. So in that way, we have just quickly analyzed that none of the measure was using the field from the fact table. So you can assume that how much time it has saved, like manually exploring all the measures and doing this. This will return the result in just just a second. So this is the way how you can explore measures. And there is one more thing, like let's say we generally when we create reports, we used to create nested measures. So that was also one of the scenario where many of the measures was getting nested into one another, and there was one final measure which was using around 6 to 7 nested measures. So to check the complete logic, we have to go to one by one to every single measure. So what the solution of it is, you can simply go to that particular measure. Let's say this was the final measure, Cambridge 2024 sales. And I want to see that what are all the measures used within this at a single place. So I will go to this, and there is one option you can see, define with reference and evaluate. So reference means whatever measures has been referenced within that measure. So I will click on this. Again, a new query will get created. And now you can see that for the Cambridge 2024 sales, this one is our main measure, and it was using this measure, Cambridge sales, and Cambridge sales was using total sales. So in this way, you can explore all the measures which was getting used in that particular measure, and you can also see the result for each one of them. So this is the way how you can interact with measure. And now let's say we have till now explored that how you can explore the existing measure. But now you want to create any new measure. So what you will do is you will simply go to the table, quick queries, and define new measure. So this will give you the template of how you can create a new measure. So for the template is, firstly we have to write the define statement, then we have to mention this measure, like we want to create a measure. Then we have to mention the table name in which we want to add the measure and the name of the it. So let's name it as a demo. And then we can provide the formula for whatever measure we want to create. So let's for now calculate sum of quantity. And then we have to provide that into evaluate statement so that we can see the result of it. So this will also help in scenarios like when you are initially creating the reports. To validate the results, we have to create first the measures, then we have to pull that into a card visual or any other visual, and then we have to check for the values. But in this way, before creating the measure, you can explore it here, what the result this will return. So we'll just simply run this, and we can see that this will be our result. And if you want to see on the basis of city or any other thing, then you can simply add the columns here. So this is the way how you can create new measure. Now this measure has been created here, but we cannot see this demo measure in our table. For that, you have to click on this update model with changes. So we will click on this, and we will simply click on the update model. And now you can see that we get the demo measure here within our uh, table. So this is the way how you can create a new measure. Moving ahead, we can also check the measure performance, like how the measure are performing. So first thing is we are getting the timing here, but let's simply take a scenarios. So for calculating the revenue, what we can do is we can directly use the sum function of uh, let's say we want to say see the sales. So we can directly use the sum function, or we can use the sumx function. So you can simply write the query for both of these function here, and then you can check the timing for that, like how much time will it take, and whichever measure is using less time, you can use it. And in the same way, let's say we have a visual. So you all will be aware of the performance analyzer. So we generally run this. So you can expand this, and on the bottom you will see the option for run in DAX Query View, or you will get the copy query. So you can copy this, paste it here, or you can directly click on this run in DAX Query View. So this will run, and you can see that what logic the visual will be using, how it is working on, what filters have been applied, and how much time it is taking. So in this way, you can see how your visuals are performing or how your measures are performing. Now moving ahead, there is one more scenario. So using the DAX query view, we can also perform data transformation, or let's say we want to add few columns in our sales table from this zip table. So we can do it using the DAX query view. So you can see we have two tables. One is sales table and zip table, and we have the relationship based on the city column. We will create a new query and write our statement. So firstly, we have to write evaluate, then add columns as we want to add a new column. Then we have to mention the table name in which we want to add the column. So it will be sales table, and then the column name. It will be zip code, and then we have to write the expression that how it can fetch. So as we all are aware about the related function, it will return the related value from the another table. So right now, as we only have the one table which is related to it, so we will simply click on the zip code from the zip table and close this and test. Let's first run this. So you can see it has returned us a complete table, like the complete sales table, and it has added the zip code column at the last. So in this way, you can add a new column from the using the DAX query. So yes, this is the basic like intro about the DAX query view.